got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. The sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Salut and welcome and happy Thankful Thursday. Yes, I am thankful that it's Thursday because we're almost at the weekend. I am thankful for all of you being here because I can't do this without you. And I'm thankful for a great many things. But that is the topic of the day. We'll get to that after I say hi to all of you people that I am thankful for. Starting with, okay, we got a lot of Klingon here that I'm going to have to translate for you. Mechpo! It is lunchtime. You haven't experienced Dumbland, which he translates as Pukip, or Stupid Land, Dumb Land, that, you know, it works, until you have seen it in its original Klingon. Kartan Hod Suk Oi Nach, which means, Captain Carton, get the pain stick. And he repeats it 3 times. If you saw Dumbland with us on Tuesday, or if you are like a real deep divey type David Lynch fan and have watched his web series Dumbland, there was an episode. I think the name of the episode was The Stick or something like that. Get the Stick. Anyway, it's one of those you kind of need to see the episode, but Mark's showing off his Klingon Hole prowess. Happy Thankful Thursday, Liquid Lunchers. Have a great show, my friends. Thank you so much. Big Al of Big Al Presents. Looking forward to watching Phantom of the Opera with you on Saturday. I will try very, very hard not to sing along with it. That would be bad. Even if I'm able to sing well, I would not be able to sing in time with the music because of the way the stream works. Netter there calling me the love of her life. She is the one I am most thankful for. I could not and would not do this without her. She says, like, share, subscribe, become a member, leave a comment, and perhaps give a gifty. That would be something else for me to be absolutely thankful for. It is true. It is true. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube of Fluff Chick Productions, says, hail. Last call with Troy Pacelli, and to all the chat, and to each of you individually she's going through and saying hi. Because I love, that's the other thing too, you guys encouraging each other encourages me as well. The way you guys greet each other in the chat. Good afternoon. Last call with Troy Pacelli. Well, good afternoon to you as well, Jonathan Conroy. He says, hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. I do hope you do that. ussarn is saying hi to Netter, and hi to me and Netter from Jesse Guajardo. Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome, Rosefire. Good to see you as well. Just made a delicious Korean sweet toast sandwich for lunch. A veggie omelet between toasted bread with some shredded cheese and ketchup. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. I wrote down a list of all the good things that could happen in the next 12 months. Personally, for my family and the USA. I figured with a list this long, inevitably something positive will go. You know, there is a lot of school of thought on, well, obviously from a religious standpoint, the power of prayer, right? From a more secular standpoint, the concept of positive thinking. The whole Oort cloud kind of concept, the whole idea that speaking intention into reality, and there is a certain amount of secular belief backed by a teeny tiny bit of science about the idea that our thoughts can impact reality on a quantum level. I know this all gets very close to woo-woo, but there are a lot of people that put a lot of stock in that, and it's probably confirmation bias, but it does seem like when you have an intention and you speak it into existence and you share that with other people and you actively work to make it happen, things tend to happen, you know. There is cause and effect there, but there's also a little bit of spirituality there as well. So I think there's value in that. I think there's value in writing things down in a journal. This whole idea of manifesting the positive, and just keeping in mind too that as we were talking about yesterday with the whole thing about karma, the bad people saying bad things about bad things happening to good people, how that kind of karma, that kind of negative karma, can come back on you too. So this should be the flip side of it, right? Speak good things into existence, not negative things. And if nothing else, you'll feel better. But I think it does make the world a better place. I've been singing myself. I'll be singing myself probably. Yeah, fair enough. Like, share, subscribe. Become a member, and membership gets you access to Monday's Members Movie Night. For less than a cup of coffee, you get to watch a movie every Monday with a great group. Yes. Thank you so much for the plug there, Nate. You are one of my best cheerleaders. You really, really are. Some recipes call for a bit of sugar, but that's already in the ketchup. It's a nice combo of sweet, salty, and satisfying. There you go. There you go. I was just watching... No, it was the most recent video on tasting history about an old English apple pie, and how the spices that are called for in it included sugar. They considered sugar to be a spice, partly because sugar on its own. Granulated sugar, it was very uncommon back then. It was not nearly as common as it is today. Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, haven't seen you in a while there. Welcome, welcome. Good day, she says. Good day to you as well. Yes, and I will second this. Ow! Absolutely. Finished editing my novel. It's undergoing pre-reader stage now to see if it's well done before publishing. Should be released before the holidays. Looking forward to that. Very, very much looking forward to that. Make sure you let us know how we can help you promote it. Let's see here. Very controversial, and a mix of, well, controversial these days. I think that might need to be tempered. Multi-genre, mystery, adventure, horror, philosophy, political conspiracy, sci-fi, etc. Wow, that's a lot of a lot, but good. Here I are watching trains. Troy, get the stick. Yes, exactly. Okay, and Curtis Selby. Welcome, Curtis Selby. Tasting History. That's a fun channel for foodies and history buffs alike. I especially like the airline menus and Switchel episodes. Yes, exactly. Well, I also like every time he mentions hardtack. Clack, clack, But you know what else I like is I'll watch, because I subscribe, so it comes up in my feed, and I'll watch it that night, right? I'll watch and then like a day or two later, if it's on a particular historical topic, particularly ancient Rome, then the Metatron will do a reaction video to it. And so I'll watch it kind of all over again on the Metatron's channel too. And I kind of enjoy that as well. Let's see. And I do think I am caught up. So I can get on to... So, a lot of people talking about this. And I do feel a certain amount of schadenfreude here. That is a kind of gratitude. And so I figure this is what I'm going to touch on today. Let me do the whole share screen again. Entire screen here, share, go. So again, this comes to us from That Park Place, the best place to get your nerdy, geeky entertainment news, in my opinion. Specifically, this one is Marvin Montanaro. I think he's one of the best writers they've got over there. He's someone I admire a great deal. Sinclair demands Jimmy Kimmel issue apology and donation to Kirk's family will air Charlie Kirk Remembrance in his time slot. That's a big deal. Sinclair Broadcast Group, one of the nation's largest owners of ABC affiliates, says Jimmy Kimmel's removal from ABC's schedule does not go far enough. The company announced it had already preempted Jimmy Kimmel Live and is calling on the host to issue an apology and a financial donation to the family of Charlie Kirk. In a statement posted by Sinclair Incorporated, the company opened with Sinclair says Kimmel suspension is not enough. Calls on FCC and ABC to take additional action. It continued, Sinclair's ABC stations to air special in remembrance of Charlie Kirk during Jimmy Kimmel's Live Friday time slot. Sinclair said it objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The company explained, as discussed with ABC earlier today, Sinclair decided to indefinitely preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live. Beginning tonight, following these discussions, ABC suspended production of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Now, let me be very clear here. This is not the Trump administration doing this. This is not the FCC. This is Sinclair Broadcasting. Sinclair, as it says, one of the nation's largest owners of ABC affiliates. By that, it means they own local stations that carry ABC. And they have a right to tell ABC, we object to your content and we will not carry it. Get your stuff together. And they are big enough that ABC can't afford to not react to that. Remember, ABC owned by Disney. Disney is not, going against the woke and going against Jimmy Kimmel. They promote his message, but they are dead in the water when their local affiliate says, we won't carry this show. And remember, Sinclair owns those stations. They also have to answer to advertisers. That's where their money comes from. And those advertisers have spoken in this. Okay? This is capitalism, folks. This isn't propaganda. This isn't the government. This is individual companies, individual citizens who own companies saying no. Okay? Let's be clear. This isn't cancel culture. This is consequences. Vice Chairman Jacen Smith added Mr. Kimmel's remarks were inappropriate and deeply insensitive at a critical moment for our country. We believe broadcasters have a responsibility to educate and elevate respectful, constructive dialogue in our communities. We appreciate FCC Chairman Carr's remarks today, and this incident highlights the critical need for the FCC to take immediate regulatory action to address control held over local broadcasters by the big national networks. Sinclair announced it will air a special remembrance of Charlie Kirk this Friday during Kimmel's usual time slot. The special will also be rebroadcast across all Sinclair stations over the weekend. The company is offering the tribute to all ABC affiliates nationwide. According to Sinclair's statement, Sinclair will not lift the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live on our stations until formal discussions are held with ABC regarding the network's commitment to professionalism and accountability. Imagine that. Expecting ABC to commit to professionalism and accountability. Folks, this is why I am grateful today. I am thankful that the adults are back in the room. The company went further. Sinclair also calls upon Mr. Kimmel to issue a direct apology to the Kirk family. Furthermore, Sinclair asks Mr. Kimmel to make a meaningful personal donation to the Kirk family and Turning Point USA. That's got to be incredibly galling to him. It concluded, regardless of ABC's plan for the future of the program, Sinclair intends not to return Jimmy Kimmel Live to our air until we are confident that appropriate steps have been taken to uphold the standard expected of a national broadcast platform. Jimmy Kimmel has reportedly been highly resistant to issuing any kind of apology for his remarks, according to the Hollywood trade outlet like Deadline. Kimmel made it clear he was, and that particular point I'll talk on a little bit more in the next article. Kimmel made it clear he was unwilling to apologize for his remarks, according to insiders, Deadline reported, and was going to direct the focus on President Trump's most fervent supporters. Nexstar Media Group also preempted Kimmel. See, that's the other big one. The two largest affiliates with hundreds of stations across the country said, we won't carry your show, ABC. ABC doesn't really have a choice but to react to this. For the foreseeable future, ABC then confirmed that Jimmy Kimmel Live would be preempted indefinitely across the network. So let's get into what he actually said. He claimed falsely, this is demonstrably false. This is an outright lie. This runs counter to reality. That Trump supporters were desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. Now, every credible outlet withheld any speculation until we had some indications, some evidence, because that's how the news is supposed to work. No speculation, just the facts. The facts have come out that yes, this was someone of a white complexion from a white family. The family happens to be conservative, but he himself is clearly radicalized, is clearly leftist, member of left-wing organizations, particular interest groups, dating someone of a particular interest persuasion, not MAGA by any means. Look, you are not your family. Your family could be all liberal and you could be conservative. Your whole family can be conservative, but you yourself can be a Marxist, right? We are not looking at the family. We're not even looking at his skin color. We are saying what we have found out about the individual. And he's lying about it. And he is in, he is using the national airwaves to promote that. Real quick, I want to thank JoesAtmosfere so much for the $2 contribution to the channel. Drive by, like, and share. Hail midday mixologists. Thank you so much, my friend. I super appreciate the support on these streams that almost certainly are going to be demonetized. So yeah, and trying to get political points for it, really. Let's take a look back. We could put together a whole edit of clips from the Jimmy Kimmel show where he's pushing particular political agendas, right? Where I could totally say he's trying to score political points. Just let's be clear. That's hypocrisy. That's called hypocrisy. This is, of course, categorically false. The alleged killer of Charlie Kirk wrote Antifa messaging on his ammo casing. The actual physical evidence. And lived with his romantic partner, a biological man who was reportedly transitioning to female. Doesn't sound very MAGA to me. Kimmel also mocked President Trump's response, saying, "This is not how an adult grieves the murder of somebody he, Trump, called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish," okay? Keeping in mind that Kimmel is in theory a comedian, and he was doing a bit where he had doctored the audio of an interview, a comment by the president, and used it out of context. This was not his reaction to Charlie Kirk's death. This was entirely unrelated, and he literally altered it. And it's one thing when you're making a humorous joke, even in bad taste, but he actually was trying to pass it off as real. Does Jimmy Kimmel apology come next? I doubt it, but we'll see. ABC has not said whether Kimmel's show will return, with Nexstar and Sinclair preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across its affiliates and a Charlie Kirk remembrance special set to air in its place. The future of the Kimmel Late Show program remains unclear. Keeping in mind that the ratings before this were absolutely in the toilet. So anyone with any brains has already been expecting the show to be canceled ever since we heard that Colbert had been canceled. It was just a matter of time. I mean, this isn't a straw that broke the camel's back. This was someone dropping a 1-ton weight on the damn camel. And then saying, do you think we broke the camel's back? Jimmy Kimmel has been resistant to issuing an apology, but if it becomes a barrier to reclaiming his late night show, will he see him issue a statement to the Kirk family? I don't think the show's coming back. I don't think that's even an option. That's not even something they can hold over his head. But let me real quick get to a couple of these comments before I go to break, and then we can look at the other article on the other side. Let's see here. Let's see. Yep. Your whole family could be hippies, and you could be CEO of the largest real estate company in the world. That's exactly right. And it's going to be real hard to pass that CEO off as a hippie and say, oh, that was just a hippie, free love. No, he's a corporate raider. Let's call things what they are, right? But Troy, Kimmel made that statement after they had already arrested the guy recovering the rifle. Yes, that's exactly right. That's even worse. He wasn't even speculating. He was literally pushing a false narrative. That's called propaganda. That is worse than lying. Because with a lie, you can at least say, well, at least he believed it. He doesn't even believe what he's saying. He doesn't care. He wants you to believe a falsehood that he knew was a falsehood. They have that woke up mind virus, about their truth. There is only the truth, not individual truth. Yes, that's exactly right. Reality and what you believe can be very different things. Very different. I am so tired of the libs saying that the people who do these things are all right-wingers. Because it's just demonstrably false. They start out every time, okay, this was a right-winger, this was a right-winger. Oh, it's not. It's a tranny. Oh, it's not. They were with Antifa. Oh, it's not. They were, registered Democrat. Over and over and over again. Accuse your enemy of what you yourself are doing while you are doing it to sow confusion. That's Saul Alinsky 101, folks. That's what these Marxists are all about. Love the cocktail glass. I used to make those Libby glasses. We called the base of those hockey pucks. Yes, it's basically a stemless martini glass. Yeah. And I think they're more stable than the taller ones. And And even though I've never had this actually happen to me, I've always been afraid that those thin stems are going to break. It's never happened to me, but I've always been concerned about that. So that's why I prefer, these. Of course, I call these breast shape, but, that's just me. There are gay MAGA people, but I honestly don't know anyone who is a MAGA who is pro-Antifa. Exactly right. Being gay in and of itself is not a problem, right? There are some really wonderful conservative pundits who are openly gay. One of which, who's real big on X, is very flamboyant, but he is solid MAGA. Look at Gays Against Groomers. It's very much a conservative group that is sick and tired of the rainbow being co-opted, so to speak. Modern nomenclature, gay and trans aren't the same thing. That's absolutely right. In fact, it's worse than that. From the people I know in the gay community, they see trans as a different kind of persecution against gays. Here's what I mean by that. It used to be that if religious people were persecuting against the gays, they would do religious conversion therapy to pray the gay away. And that was offensive to the gay community. Well, now they're trying to trans the gay away. You're gay, but you make it okay by trying to become the other gender. And that is no better from the point of view of a gay person. If you're gay, just be happy with being gay. Accept yourself the way you are. This is what the gay community had been pushing for generations. They had finally achieved it in the 80s and 90s, only to have it all circumvented by these usurpers. It's absolutely ridiculous. The mainline gay community and the mainline feminist community are pretty united on let's respect gender, okay? Let's respect gender. There may be someone trans who is MAGA, but I don't know them. Thanks. Yeah, there's let's face it, we're talking about smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller minorities of people, right? When in all honesty, just like we were talking about with the assassin, right? I don't care what demographic he comes from, what group he subscribes to, who is he, what does he believe, what did he do, and why did he do it? Because he individually is the one who's going to be charged with this crime. If he was aided and abetted, that will come out as well, right? They never let go of the fact that Thomas Matthew Crooks was a registered Republican. I guess since he was, they all are. See, first off, oh, wow, you found one out of the hundreds, right? Which is the same arguments that they make about, well, what about someone who's intersex? Oh, one out of the thousands of people that decide that they're going to transition, right? You're going to upend everything for the one genetic abnormality, right? But by the same token, keep in mind that you can register to be whatever you want. That doesn't mean you hold those beliefs, because I have known, and I know people did this in the last election, crossed the line to vote in primaries against the person they didn't want to win. So you could be a registered Democrat, but then vote Republican in the general election. And vice versa. I think ABC and Disney going to save himself some money because they can cancel Jimmy Kimmel Live, use a morality clause, and not pay. I don't know where Disney's coming down on this. That's the one thing that one element of this that they've been very silent about. Disney has not spoken up about this yet at all. I can only speculate. And I will do that as I share the promos with you, refill my drink, and then we'll be back for the next article right after this. Give me about 3 minutes or so.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together.
It's Thursday night, and Netters Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, a young soprano becomes the obsession of a disfigured and murderous musical genius who lives beneath the Paris Opera House. Her voice became his passion, her love became his obsession, her refusal became his rage. Listen to the music of the night in The Phantom of the Opera. This week on Big Al Presents Films with Friends, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, the Superfans will be presenting and discussing the first half of Dynamic 1, featuring a thought-provoking hour of original footage previously only accessible from David Lynch's paid subscription website, aiming to please not only the die-hard David Lynch completist, but also fans who didn't get the chance to check out the content of his site. This anthology is composed of hand-picked short films, each with an introduction by Lynch and a 20-minute segment with the director, answering various questions from members of his website. Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates. We now return to our Liquid Lunch.
Just to be clear, I will not be appearing tonight, this afternoon, right after this on Pop Culture Archivists. The second week in a row, the show is not happening. So hopefully it will return again next week. If not, I will definitely have to change that promo because apparently it's not every Thursday. Anyone can try suing anyone. Normally, I would think Kimmel wouldn't have a case, but so many radical judges now, who knows? Yes, but take heart. I've pointed this out to many people about many legally related issues. What is the saying? I know I'm going to misquote it. The gears of justice move slowly, but they grind finely, or something like that. All of these activist judges making stupid rulings are being continuously overturned by the higher courts and ultimately by the Supreme Court. That is still in place. Really, Congress needs to step it up and start using impeachment the way it's meant to be used against these lower active, these inferior court activist judges. That's the only way that we're going to see a change in the courts in that regard. But again, what happens at the lower courts, by and large, is not news. It doesn't matter until until it gets appealed and is finalized. I see, especially, from the 2A community that cover a lot of these cases on their YouTube channels, they get all bent out of shape about this case and that, and I look at it and go, damn well this is going to be overturned, by the circuit court or by the Supreme Court. So why is everyone getting all bent out of shape about this? Sometimes it's better that it go all the way up so that we can have a precedent set and be done with it for all time. And yeah, who's Kimmel going to sue? He going to sue the affiliates? The affiliates are going to say, go pound sand. We have to answer to our stockholders. You literally work for the stockholders. You going to sue stockholders? that ain't going to work. That's not how the law works, my friend. Yeah, I can see the appeal is a weird way, though. Gays Against Groomers gag, yeah. Help me make the music of the night. Yeah, I love that libretto. I really do. I think that's going to be. I think that the film adaptation was not as good as it could have been, but it's not bad. It's not bad, really. Let's get back to this. Has Jimmy Kimmel really been fired by Disney and ABC? Could he return? Host reportedly refuses to apologize for Charlie Kirk misinformation. I find it funny because that Park Place pulled up that Park Place YouTube channel pulled up a clip of Jimmy Kimmel talking about another host, and talking about it being fired, and he's like, well, his show's been canceled. That's fired, folks. If it applied then, it applies to him now. Let's just be clear what we're talking about here. Let me get back. I saw some chats come in that I wanted to bring up. Phantom of the Opera might even get Foxy to watch that one with me. Yeah, that's Saturday night. Make sure you tune into Big Al Presents for that. I'm thankful for Troy sticking by me even if I don't do live streams anymore. Yeah, it looks like Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips is taking a little bit of a break, but he is wonderful, and maybe still go over and subscribe to his channel so that you will be ready when he does return to doing live streams. He's still got gameplay and videos that he's going to be putting up, though. Yes, Nate was there for the Dumbland stream. Love anything Patrick Wilson does, absolutely. Congress needs to pass a law saying that you can only be appointed a judge if you have finished law school and practiced law for a certain number of years. Not sure I agree with you on that, Nate, because I have some real problems with the licensure of how legal practice is handled to begin with. But that really is a topic for another time. I don't want to get too far into that. I also think Constitution needs to be amended that you have to be a natural-born U.S. citizen to be a member of Congress or the Senate, vice president, or president. Well, it already is for president and vice president. So I think the better argument there is that it should be applied to Congress as well. If it's good enough for the president and vice president, it should be good enough for our state representation, right? I would go further to say it should also be applied to the Supreme Court. Not necessarily the circuit court and the lower courts, but again, that falls under the previous thing we could get off on a tangent on for that. Yes, that's what I had said. Not just from the live streams, you're still doing gameplay and clips and stuff like that. So absolutely. And we'll get back to what we were talking about. So ABC and Disney have pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air indefinitely following a controversy over remarks Kimmel made regarding the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The move, confirmed by multiple outlets, including Deadline, came directly from Disney Entertainment co-chair Dana Walden and Disney CEO Bob Iger. That's the face of somebody who didn't really have a choice in the matter. But could Jimmy Kimmel Live actually return to the air on Disney-owned ABC? Has Jimmy Kimmel been fired or even canceled? Kimmel has not been fired as of yet, but he is refusing to apologize for the comments that sparked this backlash. The refusal, paired with heavy political and affiliate pressure, appears to have left Disney executives little choice but to act. By the way, in addition to this article and what was stated in Deadline, I've also received from one of my sources, independently, confirmation that Kimmel was approached behind the scenes, being requested to make an official apology, and he refused. So there's been multiple corroborations on that. The flashpoint came during Kimmel's September 15th monologue when he addressed the shocking killing of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Kimmel mocked what he described as partisan narratives surrounding the tragedy, targeting conservatives in particular. He also claimed that Trump supporters are desperate to believe what the alleged killer was anything but them. You want to know what Trump supporters are desperate to believe? The damn truth. They want to see the evidence before they will believe anything. Let's be very clear about that. That alone distinguishes them from someone like Jimmy Kimmel. This blatant misinformation at best and potential disinformation at worst. Kirk's alleged shooter scrawled Antifa messages on his ammo and lived with a romantic partner who is a biological male, reportedly transitioning to female. While the alleged assassin is believed to have conservative parents, even Jimmy Kimmel knows that you're not defined by who raised you, and many young men and women in their early 20s specifically rebel against their parents' beliefs. The reaction was swift. FCC Chair Brendan Carr issued a warning that ABC could face regulatory scrutiny if action wasn't taken. Major affiliate groups such as Nexstar and Sinclair pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live from their lineup, and Disney-owned ABC followed suit thereafter. I again will point out that ABC followed suit thereafter. Why? Because they didn't have a choice any more than the domino has a choice but to fall when the previous domino falls on it. What began as a supposed comedy bit snowballed into a nationwide controversy with significant business and political implications. According to Deadline, the decision to remove the show was not made at the board level, but instead by Disney's top television and corporate leadership. Dana Walden, who oversees Disney Entertainment, and Bob Iger personally signed off on pulling Kimmel. Again, I feel they did not have a choice. Given a choice, they would not take this action, but their hand was forced. Kimmel's refusal to walk back his monologue was central to the decision. Insiders told Deadline that the comedian made it clear he would not apologize, putting the network in a difficult position as affiliates and regulators weigh in. It's not a difficult position. It's not a difficult position. You do as you're told or you're gone. Simple. Very simple. At the same time, Kimmel has privately argued that his remarks were taken out of context bull crap. You said what you said. I got the message. I don't care what you intended. What you said was very clear, insisting that critics cherry-picked sound bites from a larger segment. Oh, like you did? Really? Pot, kettle. The network is clarifying the move as a preemption rather than an outright cancellation. In other words, Jimmy Kimmel Live. And what that means is you're not canceled, but you're about to be. You better do what we said. No, I'm not going to do what you say. Guess what comes next? See, sequence of events. Can you guess what happens now? Been pulled from the air indefinitely with reruns or alternate programming filling the gap until executives decide the show's future. Yeah, it's just a question of how long they let him think about his actions before they say, okay, too late, you're done. Further complicating the narrative, CNBC reporter Alex Sherman posted on X to clarify that termination is not on the table at this stage. In case it's not clear, I'm told by sources familiar with the matter that Kimmel hasn't been fired and Disney plans to speak with him about a response when he returns to air. But is that not basically what I just said? It's not a done deal yet. But if he doesn't do what he's told, he will be. In case, yeah, I just read that. That means despite the public fallout, Disney is at least leaving the door open for a potential comeback if affiliates and advertisers can be reassured. And they've made it clear what it will take to reassure them. He needs to apologize. And he needs to make a substantial contribution to the family of Charlie Kirk. If he doesn't do that, they will not carry his show. That doesn't mean you have to cancel it. You can keep paying him for doing nothing to create a show that does not go out over their affiliates. Contrary to rumors circulating on social media, Jimmy Kimmel has not been terminated and Jimmy Kimmel Live has not been canceled. Technicality. That's like saying Gina Carano wasn't fired. She's no longer working for them. He's no longer making a show, at least not one that can be aired. That seems like a cancellation to me. It's an effective cancellation that will become permanent if he doesn't play ball. He remains under contract. The insiders say that there is still the possibility he could return to the airwaves. Whether that happens may depend on factors outside Kimmel's control, chiefly how long the backlash lasts and whether ABC affiliates were willing to carry the show. Look, here's a solution, Disney. If you were okay with what he said and you want to bypass your affiliates, move the show to Disney Plus. The Kimmel Show on Disney Plus. You can air whatever the hell you want on your show, on your streaming channel. Do it. Do it. The controversy is reverberating far beyond Hollywood. Free speech advocates argue that Disney and ABC caved to political pressure. No, they caved to commercial pressure. That's the way business works. I understand that you cultural Marxists and socialists don't understand how business works, but that's how business works. Setting a dangerous precedent while also ignoring the blatant misinformation angle surrounding Kimmel's comments. It was okay to do to Roseanne when her show was the #1 rated show, but you didn't like what she said, so you canceled her. It was okay to do to Gina Carano, who was on the best rated show on Disney, until she posted something on social media you didn't like, and you canceled her. That was okay. But this, we can't do this. These people are freaking hypocrites. Such hypocrites. Rules for thee, but not for me. Right? Let's jump ahead. What comes next? A quiet return. If affiliate and political pressure subsides, Kimmel could return without issuing an apology. This seems less likely as long as the FCC scrutiny lingers. I agree. Absolutely. An apology or clarification. If Kimmel softens his stance, ABC could bring him back with less risk of further fallout. So far, he has shown no interest in doing so. I don't see that happening, but it's more possible than number one. And 3, a longer suspension or exit. If advertisers, affiliates, and regulators don't back down, Disney may keep him off the air indefinitely or even move it to quietly end the show altogether. Kimmel's contract ends within the next year, so they could just run out the clock. He's going to get paid for his contract. Otherwise, yes, he would have a legal case there, but nothing says Disney has to renew him. I would say option 4. They move the show to Disney Plus, and they may even extend his contract. That is also a possibility I don't hear anyone else talking about. And yes, I agree 100%. CluuStudio, welcome. Kimmel is a crybaby. Yeah. When the heat comes for him, he gets all angry. But he's okay trashing other people. Right? Whether Jimmy Kimmel returns or not will say much about where Disney and ABC stand in the ongoing clash between political free speech, the spread of misinformation, corporate risk, and the shifting late-night television landscape. Keeping in mind, his ratings sucked to begin with. It's really hard to make the free speech argument when you're speaking to nobody. Nobody's watching the damn show. Anyway. Be that as it may, what I'm basically getting at is I am thankful to see this happening because it means we are healing. Now, healing is a painful process. If you've ever broken a bone, if you've ever been badly cut, you get soreness, you get itchiness, you get discomfort, swelling, but it's healing. It's like a good pain because there's something good coming of it. We're in some very painful times, but I do believe it's a healing pain that is ultimately going to be good for us. It's definitely good for the nation, but we can't stop. We can't keep re-injuring the same wounds. We can't pick at the scabs. We need to continue to do what we need to do to heal. Right? And that is something to be thankful for. Guys, I am thankful for every single one of you hanging out with me all of this time. It says there's 15 watching. I don't know if those metrics are anywhere near right. If it even picks up people that are just lurking in the background. You're welcome to lurk. That's okay. But it encourages me when you let me know you're here. But guys, I want to thank you so much. I'm not going anywhere after this. I'm going to start getting some other projects done because there is no other show for me to do this afternoon. But tonight, I will be joining Netter as her, behind the camera producer or whatever you want to call it for her members only stream that comes just before Thursday Things at 9 o'clock Central, where Netter's going to be talking about some of our home remedies as we go into cold and flu season. So hope you guys can join us for that. And then, of course, tomorrow's Friday. So we will be talking booze for liquid lunch. And you'll find out what I will be drinking Friday night as we talk about some more lighthearted urban legends. So thank you guys all so much for joining me tonight. Gorilla's Random Thoughts joining me at the very last minute to say, can we be thankful for Kimmel being canceled and hoping The View is next. I didn't even think about mentioning The View, but that is absolutely true. All this that we talked about regarding Jimmy Kimmel is going to have direct impact on The View. I guarantee it. So guys, I thank you so much. You guys all take care. Let's look forward to a wonderful weekend. Salute.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the highway.